Hey everyone, you might say, wait a minute, I already saw an episode 75. Yep, this is the other episode 75. I didn't want to blend the two episodes together, amateur radio and drones. I was going to do that and set a break point as to when you could tell the difference between the two, but this is much easier. So, what I wanted to talk about is drones because Black Friday is coming up. And if you've got somebody who's interested in drones, um, there is a world of difference between what a professional drone is and those toys that you see. Their ability to be controlled, their ability to not get blown around, for example, are just not things that you're going to get in those little toy ones. So if you've got somebody who's interested in drones, you're looking for a couple $100 for a decent drone that they can take up and fly around. If they're going to do that, there are things that you could think of for Black Friday that maybe they could use. For example, maybe you get them a gift certificate at some place like Pilot Institute, which has a series of classes on drones, flying drones, doing drone photography, those kinds of things. If they're really serious about drones and they'd like to go get their license, Pilot Institute, nope, I am not sponsored, but Pilot Institute also is how I got my license. Through their teaching, I went through their courses, and then I went and took the exam and got my pilot's license. If you got somebody ready to go get their pilot's license, you can buy that for them for a gift. I think it's $100 at this point for going in to take the test for the pilot, for the drone pilot exam, unmanned aerial craft. So you have a lot of options if you have somebody who is interested in drones. If you're thinking about, if they've already got one, or if you're thinking about getting them a drone, talk with them about what it is they really want to do with the drone. It's going to change considerably what it is that you do. If they're thinking about going commercial, then anything you want to get them on Black Friday is going to be a more professional quality. You're now talking several $1,000s, anywhere between $2,000 to probably $5,000 for a good drone. And that depends on a lot of factors. One of the factors could be if they're interested in doing home imaging, like to see where the hot spots are in a house where they're losing heat. It's got to have a thermal lens on it. If they're thinking about, hey, I'd be interested in doing search and rescue type work, that's another whole set of training and things to it, but they're also going to need a drone with thermal imaging on it. So there's a wide range of things that they could do based off of what it is that they're looking to do. So talking to them means that you don't get them something that they don't want. Gift certificates, probably the best thing in a lot of situations. But there's some simple things that you can do, like if you know they're going to get a drone, or you know somebody's getting them a drone. Things like filters that you can put over the camera lens allow for more flexibility in what they take pictures of. For example, let's say you've got a beautiful waterfall and you want to fly your drone in so you can get just the right angle of that waterfall, something you can't get from the ground. But if you take a photograph of it, and you've ever taken a photograph, just a regular shot of a waterfall, you're going to see all those individual droplets. You're not going to see that beautiful kind of like fog type waterfall. In order to get that, the shutter speed has to be lowered. Well, in order to do that in bright daylight, you need one of these filters that go in there, a neutral filter that goes in place, and it screws on the outside of whatever camera is on their drone. So it's specific to the camera. You have to know what they've got. And it allows less light to come in, which means you can slow down the shutter speed. So when you're in bright sunlight, you're still going to get a great shot. It's still going to be well lit. But because your shutter speed is slower, the water no longer looks like droplets. You get that nice fog flowing down the mountainside look to it. Now, drone licenses have to be renewed every 2 years. There's no charge on the renewal, so it's just a question of getting it the first time. And that's for a commercial license, and you don't need to have a commercial license if you're just going to do stuff for yourself. If you have somebody who wants to do drone photography and put it up on a YouTube channel that could be monetized, that's commercial photography. And you got to make sure that they go get their license for that. That's not to say that you can't support them in other ways other than getting classes and things like that. There's books, and there's just the support of the people around them to encourage them as they go get their license. So if you've got somebody who's interested in drone photography, again, these are photographic angles that nobody else is going to be able to get without a drone or a helicopter, then there's lots of options for you during Black Friday to go look things up and go for places that have good reviews. Again, I am not sponsored by Pilot Institute, but they have some wonderful reviews of the different types of equipment that they've been able to get their hands on and test out. So one of the things I like about their reviews is it's actually stuff that they had in their hand, and they're all experienced pilots. So it helps to get that solid review and solid experience handling a drone to let you know if this is something that's going to be good for somebody or not. Now, the lower ends, the sub 250 grams that allow you to fly over people, with some caveats, those can do some great things too. They're small, they're lightweight, and they'll get the job done. If you've got somebody who likes the point of view flying, in other words, as if they were in the drone, those FPV drones are a different beast entirely. But again, there's a lot of things that can be done with those if they would like to do something beyond just flying the drone and having the experience of flying a drone from that first-person perspective. There's other things they can do with that as well. But again, it's a question of what the person wants to do that you're thinking about buying this stuff for. And you could always, like I said, go to Pilot Institute. They've got sales coming up on classes. This is their sale time of the year. And see what's in there. There are a bunch of different classes in there for different things. And you might find a couple in there that this person might find of use. And maybe it helps them on the path to getting a commercial license. It might push them a little bit more on that path because they see something in there that they would like to do, something that's interesting. But again, Black Friday's coming up, sales are coming up, and don't just think you know what somebody needs. If they're a professional, especially, make sure that anything that you get is something that they're going to use and something that matches the equipment that they've got. And when in doubt, I know you can't surprise them at Christmas, but at least that way you know that they're going to love what you give them. So that's what I got for you guys this week as episode 75, part 2, and I'll talk to you all next week.